Yo, what's going on, good people? I just want to talk about the misconceptions out there in Naruto. Um, a lot of people make a big mistake in when they're critiquing some of these Naruto battles, particularly when you're discussing Obito and his Mangekyo abilities, Kamui in particular. A lot of people have a big conception on his phasing through attacks and him just grabbing somebody and simply sucking them in. And I'm going to tell you something. That's not always the case. Now, I'm going to tell you, most characters can't beat Obito in a fair one-on-one match. But against opponents like Pain in particular, I'm just gonna stick with that one because I've been watching videos with the SWAGKAGEs of the world, of the Obitos versus Pain, and great battle. Do I can do I am I gonna get upset if somebody say Obito will win or if Pain will win? No, I mean I think it will be a great battle, but do I think Obito is stronger than Pain or more powerful? I'm going to say he's not, because you have to understand, you have to go back into the early series. Most of Nagato's actions, especially with the Akatsuki, has been through pain, has been through his 6 paths of pain. Ever since he got his legs injured or you could say blown off or whatever, fighting Hanzo, he was injured permanently in that battle. He lacked the mobility. So the fact that he had to use the 6 paths of pain throughout basically his whole life as a shinobi is pretty much the case. So he controls the Ghetto Mazu, the Ghetto statue, and which seals the tail beast, and he's able to use and damn near a god like sealing jutsu, the 9 Phantom Dragon, where where you can seal tail beasts, or they can instantly kill a shinobi by sucking their soul or chakra completely, and one touch from it gets the job done. Even with Obito, and Obito is not invincible. I mean, he has a weakness. I mean, he has a 5-minute limit, and not just that 5-minute. I mean, he doesn't have to necessarily be. It doesn't have to necessarily be in that mark. I mean, he can be hit. I mean, if he gets one damage, I mean, his durability is insane. Him getting hit by Rasengan's and things of that nature, and getting stabbed or getting his arms blown up. But I mean, if he gets hit by the 9 Phantom Dragon, I mean, that's pretty much it, in terms of that. But this discussing the whole spectrum of Obito and Pain, I think Obito. Now I'm talking about orange mask, Akatsuki attire Obito. Of course, not with the Rinnegan with the 6-tailed beast. And granted, he needed the Rinnegan in order to utilize the tail beast in the beginning. So Nagato, mostly the eyes were given to to Nagato by Madara. So Nagato, by him being Uzumaki descent, and he has crazy Naruto like stamina. I could discuss Kushina, Kairen, as far as durability and stamina. The Uzumaki's stamina is insane. Their large life force, their powerful, extraordinary chakra. They have a large amounts of chakra. And you give a Uzumaki the Rinnegan, I mean, they're just pretty much. I mean, you pretty much saw it for yourself in the series with Pain basically destroying the entire, Leaf Village. I mean, now Obito could have destroyed the Leaf Village, but in terms of, I mean, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's a big he could have. You know what I'm saying? Nagato actually destroyed Konoha and just defeated damn near every shinobi that he's encountered except Naruto, of course, because he's the main character, and Naruto had Sage Mode, but Pain was still stronger than Naruto at that time, so that past that, Obito can phase through any of the Pain's attacks. I mean, but it's hard when you're going against all 6 of them at the same time. I believe by him just using his Mangekyou is not going to be enough to really defeat all 6 of the Pains. And considering how they could just all rush and bone rush him, because if he grabs one, for one, he just can't simply grab one. He'll have to, you know what I'm saying? If he grabs one, then he's tangible enough to get hit. So if he tries to grab and, suck, he's going to basically be facing through their attacks most of the battle, if you think about it. Now, if Tendo Pain uses the pull jutsu, the Baijo Tain, and pulls Obito towards him, I don't know necessarily how Obito can just phase through that because he's being pulled, by gravity. I don't know if Obito can, Obito can be phased through, he could phase through basically any ninjutsu or any physical attack. He could phase through ninjutsu and taijutsu attacks. But I don't know necessarily if he can phase through a Shinrai Tensei or a Baijo Tain. I just have a hard time imagining that. I'm pretty sure most people with common sense will understand that, Obito probably can't phase through a Shinrai Tensei or pretty much those gravity attacks by Tendo Pain. I just don't think he can necessarily phase through that or bypass that. I think Obito will probably teleport away from the battlefield a lot of the times against this Pain. He could just probably like teleport away and just probably come back because they can't sense him if he's gone. He could just come back instantly and probably suck one of the Pains away. I mean, that's probably what I'm looking at. His only chance of really winning is that he has to suck away all the Pains. I just don't necessarily know what, he could fade, he could Kamui attacks like Shuriken through his Kamui, pretty much projectile Shuriken at Pains. I just don't necessarily know if he has a powerful go-to attack, like, like with he could use wood style and everything. I just don't think he will win, honestly, guys. I just don't really think he could win. I'm trying to find a way, because he can suck away, he could grab and suck away into his Kamui dimension with all the Pains, but Pain has so many ways of taking this man down. Like I said, I think he has a chance of winning, but I just don't think he's more powerful than Pain. I mean, it's even stated that Nagato is the most powerful of the Pain. I mean, of the Akatsuki. So, a Mangekyou Sharingan Obito isn't just necessarily, has the power to take on an entire village. Necessarily, I don't think he can. He definitely can take on the 5 Kage individually with his one Mangekyou Sharingan and one Sharingan with Izanai, but I don't necessarily know if he can do what Pain did and just take on all the 5 great nations individually and just take on every ninja that's in the village and then take on the Kage. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if he can do that part. But certainly, I think he's the 3rd strongest behind Itachi. But I think Obito and Itachi during the Akatsuki run was neck to neck in terms of strength. But I don't know. I just don't necessarily think. I don't agree with SWAGKAGE in terms of, on how they break down Kamui and everything and how they think that Obito is stronger than Pain. I understand Obito being 14 and fighting, controlling the Nine-Tailed Fox. But I mean, Pain has the, Geto statue. You know what I'm saying? He can control all the Biju. He can seal all the Biju and control the Geto statue. Obito couldn't do that without the Rinnegan. And Nagato's feats with the Rinnegan are far more superior than that's been stated, because Nagato most definitely could have easily used the Gene Cherokee as the 6 paths of pains anyway. But he had to first capture them, doing his doing the Akatsuki's time of capturing the Biju. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I know other people say they'll say otherwise or whatever, but that's just my take on it.